Trade is also top of mind for President Trump today as his team tries to hammer home deals before the deadlines run out. None being watched more right now, more closely than China. You're looking at the White House, where the president will bring together his top economic advisors today. The president set an August 1st deadline for countries to come to a deal. China is the only exception, with another 2 weeks to reach an agreement. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey has the latest from the White House. And Tom, what's at stake if both sides can't agree to some sort of full deal, not just framework?
Hey, Markie, good morning from the White House. Look, no trade deal with China could disrupt supply chains and world markets. But here at the White House, President Donald Trump's team is voicing progress on where negotiations are.
They were on for a couple of days. It was a very collegial meeting. I think that I kind of had a sense that people are starting to really be acquainted with each other and work well together. And so I'm expecting that there's going to be a lot of good news. Everybody believes it's a positive movement. That's right. There's nothing but positive readouts from the meetings.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and his team met with a Chinese delegation in Sweden earlier this week. No major breakthroughs came from the meetings, but U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer said talks were constructive, adding that the tariff truce could be extended by another 90 days. Secretary Bessent also saying that as part of President Trump's push to end the war in Ukraine, China could face 100% tariffs if it continues to buy Russian oil. According to the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, last month alone, China remained the largest buyer of Russian fossil fuels. And as part of the trickle-down effect of these negotiations, this could impact talks with Taiwan on tariffs. According to our partners over at The Hill, a deal with Taiwan is moving closer. But again, these negotiations with China could impact all of that. Markie?
Okay, Tom, so another 2 weeks to work out a deal with China, but just 2 more days for the rest of the world to come to an agreement or face steep tariffs. Which countries and which of our trading partners still need to make a deal before Friday's deadline?
Well, 2 of the biggest ones, obvious ones, Canada and Mexico, 2 of our closest neighbors there. And a deal on tariffs still remains elusive at this point. Let's dive into Mexico for now. Obviously, one of our absolute biggest trading partners around the world. President Trump has threatened 30% tariffs on Mexico, but the country's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, saying earlier this week that she expects a deal to be reached before the August 1st deadline. Time obviously ticking this morning. In a letter earlier this month, President Trump saying the tariffs are being imposed on Mexico to help stop the flow of fentanyl across the border. Meanwhile, a deal with Canada, our second biggest trading partner, does not appear to be getting any closer. President Trump has threatened Canada with a 35% tariff if no deal gets reached by Friday. And just a few days ago, the president saying his team has not made much progress in negotiations.
We haven't really had a lot of luck with Canada. I think Canada could be one where they'll just pay tariffs, not really a negotiation.
And 2 other notable standouts without a deal right now, South Korea and India. And the president of South Korea even saying recently that these negotiations have been pretty tough with the United States. Markie?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.